where there is this is live. We're live right now. The Duce, right? The Duce got passed out, and we did a toast before we started, right? And okay, all right, let me do that again.
No, that's part of it.
The tripod had some of the Duce.
Yeah. So, okay. This is a pretty good one. I see I have to tighten it. There it goes. Now it's perfect. So, you can just put it right back where it was earlier.
All right.
That'll be perfect.
We're gonna try it again. Here we go. I think. Let's see. I think we're good right about there, maybe.
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right, cool.
So, what we're doing is, we have these 3 drinks here, okay? And look where mine is, which was half of what they all had. Because I am not really much of a drinker. I said, no, just give me half of whatever you're having. I took 2 little sips of it. I don't want to be rude, right? And Ulric, can you pick up your glass?
This is my glass.
And Doc, can you pick up your glass?
This is my glass. Now watch this. Go ahead.
So I say to them, I'm not going to drink any more of this. And I mentally start to pour my drink in my friend's glass and some in my other friend's glass. But before I do the act, I say to the friends, yo, is it weird that I wanted to pour my drink in your drink because I'm not going to drink it? Mm-hmm. And as this being what we talked about, a man show, and what is the protocol here?
I really think it's no. Especially if you got more dose. Nigga, just hold on to it. Now, if we was completely out, then it'd be a different story. But we got more, we'd be good.
So what would happen to this drink? Wait, all right, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead.
I mean, personally, I didn't find it weird until he asked if it was weird or not. Actually, I thought maybe, but when I thought about it, I thought if I wasn't so comfortable with Elvis over here, I wouldn't have been so comfortable with him asking to pour his drink into mine. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't weird to me until he mentioned that it was weird.
Right. I felt like this is like, is this
okay?
Yeah, and then out of the 3, I might say that Ulric is the party guy.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 3 of us. Ulric is in a room with guys, right? You're in a room with guys. Yeah, you're in a room with guys. There's always alcohol, right? There's girls there too. I'm not saying it's just guys, but you're like always around like your boys.
I think you're giving the viewers some odd information. Be clarify what you mean when I say I'm in a room with guys. Explain yourself, please. Elvis.
So is there a party that feels there has? What are you afraid someone would hear?
I was the least afraid. You were afraid. Remember?
Right. But now, no. What I mean is like this. When I say you're in a room with guys, in other words, you party a lot. You do a lot of bar hopping.
I party a lot. Yes,
you got friends from college you're meeting like all the time. Like, yo, I'm meeting this friend from college, and you guys are partying. You go into people's houses and they're like doing all backyard things, all kind of stuff. Yeah, like they're barbecuing and all that kind of stuff. Whereas me, I'm a lone wolf. Let's keep it real. I'm a lone wolf. And I'm trying not to be. I'm going to get out of the lone wolf world, and I want to be more useful to my group. Things like that, I wanna be able to live the high value life that represents that, and that is being amongst my friends. Like, why do I compartmentalize all of my friendships where this is the first time you 2 met, but yet I say to this gentleman here, I got somebody perfect for us that we need to include, right? Because of our friendship. Do you understand? So here you go. I'm gonna give you some anyway. Let me ask this question. What happens to this drink when I leave and I don't mess with it and I don't touch it?
Well, if it got nursed the whole time and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's different. It get dumped.
Yeah, it get dumped.
Yeah. But if I only took a sip of the drink.
But I can't pour it back in a bottle.
Never. Pour it back in a bottle.
But when I drink it,
no, that's tacky.
I would just take the shot. I would just take the shot.
So it really depends where you're at that moment. So say for example, it's it's an evening, we hang out early, everybody broke out, they're doing their thing. I'm still gonna hang out tonight. You know, he didn't really drink that. I might throw that back and keep it moving.
Okay.
Maybe, you know.
See, these are things we need to talk about.
Maybe.
We need to talk about.
Maybe.
Some man stuff.
All right, I need you to go to, it's gonna fall off that edge right there.
I'm watching it. Like,
Can you
go.
grab your phone, and today's topic is going to be about what we're gonna talk about is, can you go to WorldStar on your phone?
Whoa.
Not that phone won't go to WorldStar. My son, I took WorldStar off that phone. So look at your phone. Do you have the app, the WorldStar app?
No, I don't have WorldStar app.
Well, even
There's
if
a
you don't have the
WorldStar app?
Oh yes, I've only used the app. Yo,
You know, you come across a lot of crazy. You come across a lot of crazy stuff in work. I hear you talk about it, but I never go in there like see the
I always tell you
graphics.
about it.
I never.
Yeah, I always tell. It's so weird because I always just call him Doc. You know, so it's like everyone else that he knows, they call him Lewis, right? It's like tons of people. I'm over there and I'm like, yo, Doc, and they're like, what? We got to call him Lewis for 20 years. What's going on here? So, you know, it's always weird like that. But I would like you to go to Hip Hop World Star, and this is going to be the topic that we're going to discuss for our launch of this podcast.
What are we looking at?
Let me take a look, and I'll know it when I see it.
Let me see.
Yeah, see, this is usually the time that we go to commercial breaks, but we're not really popping yet, so we don't have any sponsors.
No
That's all
sponsors
right.
yet.
No
Right.
advertisers.
So, you know, we can do some quick entertainment.
Why don't you take a moment?
Storytelling.
Why don't you take a moment and let's discuss, like we just talked about, the alcohol on the table and going out and protocol. I have something I want to ask you. When you go to someone's house, I would always bring something, like a party or an event. I always bring a bottle or something. What I've noticed is, yo, dude, we have to get the hip hop app, dude. You gotta download that. Yeah, download that app.
I don't like to download that crap.
Yeah, it's okay, but just you're in a public figure now, so you gotta deal with it.
Oh shit, I am. My
What are we searching?
whole
What are we
work
searching?
shirt is here.
What are we searching?
Yeah.
What are we searching?
We're searching just the videos from the last 2 days. And you know what's crazy? I was trying to email it, and it wasn't letting me email it. It usually lets me share the videos off of WorldStar.
You think there's something
But they
to
must
that?
have upgraded their stuff now, so it's like harder for me to do that. They want me to use like Discord or something like that. I don't know.
I hear about Discord a lot. What is that thing? Is that like a video game thingy? Like I hear that in.
I know
Like
Discord
YouTube
is it's like another
Maybe
server,
this. I
another-
don't know. This is.
All right,
I
bet.
just put in recent, so that's what I put in there.
All right, good. This is good.
So
This is
whatever
good. This
recent
is
brings up.
This is perfect.
Not for nothing. This whole idea about premium black news, you know, I like the idea. I like the idea that we're going to discuss something that shouldn't be discussed around the water cooler. So we're going to do it here, so you don't have to do it at home.
Okay. I like
Because there are much more important things that we should be talking about around the water cooler that really going to change our future and stuff like that. But you know, for a quick laugh, you can hang out with us for a minute, and then please don't take this to the water cooler.
At least not with our names. So, what are we looking up, Elvis?
It's a guy who is making like a public service announcement, looking for like a mate, looking for like a partner. Yo, dude, this thing ain't working. Maybe next page.
So this early on, start talking about mates and partners and relationships.
Oh,
You know,
well,
y'all know it's enough for that yet. But y'all could.
you know, it's a driving theme of nowadays that the relationships between men and women, the family, That's the heart of it. That whole thing is getting broken down like crazy, and it doesn't look good. Shit, honestly, it might be too late. We'll see.
I can relate to some of that pessimism, but
Yeah.
I guess maybe I'm so dumb enough to just, I don't know,
Have
have a
hope.
little faith. I have a little faith.
Well, that faith is well placed, especially if it's overseas somewhere.
You think there's something about us, how we all, I don't know how we all
Whoa,
came up.
what did you just say about overseas? What you say? Where did this go?
I got you.
This went left.
No, I think you say that in passing.
That's why we gotta stick to topic, you know? We gotta stick to topic. Give me my phone.
We're still waiting for one.
No, it's all right.
Oh, what we got?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it now. Pass it to me. I'm gonna
hold
send
on.
it to you.
Here you go.
Yeah. That just have to hold on for 1 second. Hold on for
Hold
these
on, you know how this works, guys.
for these upcoming messages.
When that came up, or you wasn't to.
No, that didn't work. That was. And we're back
Okay.
with this premium production of this premium Black News. I love it.
It's
So.
getting better by the minute. All right.
All right, so now I want you to play it, and then you can show it in front of the screen, and then we can just watch it.
Let's just see.
So you want to present it again at first? What you're specifically?
No, they can hear it, as long as they can hear it. They don't need to see it. We don't need to get
I'm looking for a straight man that would like to get married to another straight man. You can date any woman you want to. You can have many girls you want to. I don't care. I'll never bitch about it. I don't care. I just want a joint, 2-income household. Honestly, I'll remodel the house. I'll make it have 2 master bedrooms. I don't care. And as far as I'm concerned, you can have the master bedroom now. I'll remodel the house and then take it when it's done, because we'll have 2 incomes. We can afford it. A couple things would be nice. It'd be nice if you had a boat. You know, that'd be cool. But if not, don't care. We buy one. You and I, buddy. You and I. We will buy one together. We will have some nice shit. That's what we're gonna do. Guess what? Holidays roll around. You don't buy me anything. Nothing. Not for my birthday. Not for Valentine's, Christmas. Nothing. Let's just go have a couple beers. Doesn't that sound nice? Doesn't that sound really, really nice? No bitching. No complaining. Holidays roll around. Let's go get a couple beers. You know? Anything you make. You don't have a motorcycle? You can buy one of mine. I don't care. We'll go get you one. We can afford it. It'd be nice if you cleaned up around the house. That'd be cool. But you know what? Don't care. We can get a maid. We can afford it. We'll pay a little extra. Have her clean topless. Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be nice. Guess what? No bitching. Don't care. You won't care? I won't care. It should be nice. It'd be nice to have some nice things and not have to deal with all the shit that goes along with a normal marriage. I'm okay with that. I just want the tax benefits. I want the 2-income household and none of the problems that come along with marrying someone of opposite sex. You can, like I said, date whoever you want to, as many as you want to. You bring them over, guess what? Ow, high five, good for you. She's a pretty girl. Guess what? Ow, high five, she's an ugly girl. Don't kill, don't care. Kill's a kill. That's the way it works out. Don't care what you do. I don't. Stay out all night long. Drunk as shit. Don't care. Come home whenever you want to. Don't care. Don't come home. Don't care. Don't care. I'm not going to burn your stuff. I'm not going to get jealous. I'm not going to mess with anything. It's just going to be nice, isn't it? Now that you hear me out a little bit, doesn't that sound like, well, you know what? He's got a pretty damn good point. You want to wash car parts in the dishwasher? Don't give a shit. Don't care. I'll understand. I'm like, you know what? They got to get clean. You got to put them on. It's got to be right before you put that motor back together. Guess what? I'll help you. You know what? I'll do the weed eating. You do the mowing, or vice versa. Don't care. Most of the time, I have to do all of it. All of it. Both as a man, we know we have to do all that shit. Guess what? We'll split it. We'll split it. Or we'll hire a lawn service. We can afford it now. Doesn't that sound nice? You're starting to come around on my side of this, aren't you? Anyways, very soon I got to get my affairs in order, and I'm going to be looking for a husband. So I'll put a post out there. Get with me.
Okay, I got so much to say about that video.
Yeah,
Please go first.
First of all, this guy is completely missing a big point. First of all, the fact that he's even, I'm not even, let's get past the fact that he's randomly, arbitrarily thinking about this union with the man as it to make his life easier. He's underestimating the power of these women that they're dating from the opposite sides to ruin their union. Because what's going to happen, what's going to happen is one side is going to be telling you that whatever woman they start getting closer to is going to start insinuating that them being married is ruining their union. And since they have no connection, they don't have that sexual relationship, they just got a broship. It's not going to be as powerful as some of the things they have with some of these women. So that union is going to be irreparably or completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Even if they even had the maturity to keep that up by the women that they're messing with. That's
what did you think about considering that?
That's a better question.
This is a great subject. First of all, this is premium news here. Premium black news. Why is it premium black news? Because,
by a white gentleman. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's a white guy saying this, right? But this is something that has been going on, I'm sure, secretly with these men that are dealing with all these trans. They might be reaping the benefits of being with a dude.
That's a little.
But they're having. I know they're having sex though. The trans, they're having sex with the trans. Yes, I get that. But the trans is also bringing those same exact elements to the relationship, where it's like, so you got a guy who's with the trans. Is he ever not smiling and happy? Does he not care what anyone in the neighborhood thinks? Because maybe he figured it out. It's just like being with a homeboy. Just happens to, you know.
I have no reference point.
Yeah. So I thought that this guy, I think he makes an interesting point. I like your point that some woman is going to come along and just destroy this. Like a Yoko Ono, the way she did the Beatles. You know, something is going to happen where this is going to be a conflict and a woman's going to do it. But what if we got men? Think about the new group of men.
Let me stop. I disagree with the Yoko Ono thing because Yoko Ono's not what ruined the Beatles. John Lennon allowing Yoko Ono to dictate and ruin the Beatles. Not the
Facts.
Keep going with your point. I'm sorry.
I'm baffled by this. I'm trying to think. I'm wrapping my mind around it, and the piece of it that makes some sense is like, hey, listen, we go in a world where it's completely out of whack, and the women that's in our lives that's available, they're completely, trying to be something completely other than being a woman. So if that's the case, then if I'm gonna hook up with my buddy, all right, hey, listen, let's get all these benefits by being in a quote unquote union, and now we still go do what we want to do.
It's the tax benefits.
So I mean, that's the thing. It's the tax benefits. But the question becomes like, is the tax benefit enough? So now the thing about it is a lot of time we got yoked into the idea of getting married in the first place because of this idea of tax benefit, and I'm here to tell you it's not that big of a deal.
Marriage doesn't come from that. Marriage comes from a union with God. A union under God. Excuse me.
Well, in that case, then you wouldn't have to go to the courthouse.
Yeah.
Or get the state involved. I'd be okay with that part. But
so you're saying the tax benefits is not enough?
It's not. It's
so
not.
What about? And he never mentioned tax benefits. What he mentioned was not having a nagging woman who will, if she dumps you, take half your stuff.
Well, you know what? And then here the funny thing is, which goes to what you were talking about, is it never happens that way. And guess what? She is going to be the most wonderful thing that ever walked the earth up until y'all get into that union. She's going to be saying, oh, he doesn't nag you, but I'm not going to nag you either. And then, and I'm going to have sex with you. I'm going to do all this stuff with you. I'm going to do all this stuff for you. And you're going to be the king and all this other stuff until it happens. And then all of a sudden you find out what's really going on.
So you along with Ulric is blaming the woman at the end is going to just figure out a way to destroy this.
It's not. I'm not blaming the woman. It has nothing to. It's not that she's doing anything deliberate or being evil. She's gonna naturally be inclined to act in a certain way that's gonna inevitably pull this guy away from his union and his responsibilities. It's not that she's doing it deliberately. It's not that she's doing it to be evil or vindictive. To be honest, I'm trying to believe that she's not cognizant of any of these things. A man might not be cognizant of, how he's acting, if he's acting,
And I think I agree with you. I think, I want to blame the guy. I want to blame the guy. I'd like to blame us. I'd like to blame this guy for bringing it up because this is how we go. If we don't hold the fort, everything is going to go awry. And the truth is, no matter what you come up with.
Who's we that's holding what fort?
The men. And
if the men don't hold the fort down on like what, making
on
marriage
everything,
like
life,
sacred kind of thing.
Everything that's going on in society and life, if we don't hold the fort, it's all going to go awry because our women are actually looking for us to lead and to do something. And if we don't, they're just going to take the loudest voice of guy and stuff and go follow that. So if the guys say, hey, listen, we need you to be a certain type of way so we can actually achieve, they'll go and go along with it. And if nobody's doing nothing, they're forced to kind of like go it by themselves and just try to figure it out as they go along. So we have a lot of work to do, but it really comes down to us turning the camera on us and be like, hey, listen, what am I doing or not doing? Why she's not acting the way I would expect her to act? At the end of the day, they want you to provide and protect, all the time. They never fail. I haven't come across one yet that says that want to provide and protect for you.
So I think right. A little bit.
I had one like that. I was like 20 years old.
Well, and
she was like a music executive, and she was like, I got you. I'll give you a car, and I'll take care. Mind you, I snuck out of the house after 30 days.
So this is a person that
I'm like,
see,
it was like that psychotic. So yeah, they do have women that will say that, but I'm sure the psychosis behind that is will leave a 21-year-old running down. I was running to the back of. Should I even say this? Maybe I will say it. I had my all my clothes in a laundry bag, and I'm running to Strivers Row. Behind Strivers Row, they had where the horses lined up back in the 1900s, and I'm back there where the horses look like that. Getting out of there, sir. Yeah, getting out of there. So,
we have to get to the story.
It was an interesting story, but let's not get off the topic. I would say that this man is saying something very serious here, because we have to understand that men are not getting women, and all the women that they are getting, I would argue they're feminists, and they're the type that, from my observations, it's my anecdotal. I have nothing to cite here, but I would argue that these women are hand-picking these men and destroying their lives because they only wanted the man to carry the child, and they didn't know anyone they respected enough to come out and say they don't even like men. So the umbrella of feminism and being alone, all these women are like gravitating to each other. This guy, he suffered severely from some sort of woman who probably wouldn't give him any pussy, even on his birthday. Wouldn't, it's like he's probably lost everything. He's probably put the car part in the dishwasher, and she lost her mind. You know what I'm saying? So
that was a strange thing from
what I'm saying. I started off, talking about the alternate bussy dimension and all these.
Wait, what do you mean by it?
Yeah. The alternate bussy dimension is this phrase that was coined by a guy named Troy Terrain, one of my mentors, and he also talks about bussy, which is trannies.
It's your butt pussy.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, yo, these guys maybe figured it out. I don't know if they're marrying these trannies, but it seems to me, from when I was a kid growing up, my grandmother's building on 127th Street, there was this famous trans woman that lived there that always had who she referred to as her husband. I don't know how many of the guys changed throughout the years, but it was always never single. This is a person who always kept the man. So I'm wondering, is it like, what this guy is talking about non-sex, but has the black man and Hispanic man that are dating these trans, are they figured this whole thing out about being with the dude? It's like it's flamboyant when it's walking out the street, but in the house I'm just chilling. Don't worry about nothing. No arguments. I haven't. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, you lost me for a second.
No. Okay. So are you aware that these trans women are like always have a man in the house?
No, I did not know any of this. I'm really ignorant about the trans community. I know that, I don't really know what's going on.
So in your building, there was never a trans person in that building? That's a big building you live in, dude.
I mean, no, not where I live now. Actually, not. Like, I see trans people around all the time. Just I don't know if in my building, and I don't know if specifically they had live-in men. Now, what purpose would these live-in men serve? Would they just be like?
They don't have to worry. It's the man aspect where it's like you can sit down and watch a game, and you can start early in the morning, and the dude is not going to bitch about it. The wife is going to bitch about it. The wife is going to be pissed.
If a dude's a bitch, he's going to bitch. Like
this is what you have to understand. Not a lot of men are like you. You do your push-ups every day. You're walking. Not a lot of men are like you. No, seriously, dude. There's a lot of men that they are. Let me tell you. We all know the whole incel thing, right? Do you know what incel stands for?
We'll talk about it.
It stands for involuntarily celibate. So we're talking about a whole lot of men out there that are involuntarily celibate, that do not have the opportunities that you, young man, my friend, might have.
You talking about? So
you might have. The opportunities that you have. I mean, the guy drives respectfully. Let's say hypothetically he drove a car, $200,000 car, right? Like, it's very easy to meet women with a $200,000 car versus like a Honda. It's gonna be different. You out in the car, you out in the bars and the clubs, you're meeting women. There's men, they can't even walk in the bar. Like millions of them, they can't even walk in the bar, dude. It just feels wrong. It don't feel right. They can't even speak to a woman. They can't even talk to a woman. They've never made love to a woman. They've only paid for it. So they're involuntarily celibate. And these are the men that I envision could come together like with this guy and create something and have something,
I agree with that.
Pretty good.
And that's true. And the truth of the matter is, that's been the group of folks that have done that in the past. We have a certain group of folks that has always kind of been doing that and, have pushed that agenda, whether it's outright overt, homosexuality and stuff like that. So you have those group of folks, but it's always been the case. You have about 30% of the population that is this incel. About 1 out of 3 guys, they just can't get, laid at all. And the truth of the matter is, that's okay. We have created a society where we try to think that it's fair and all men are supposed to have access to a girl or whatever like that. That's never been the case. Yeah, we've created a situation in the past where, we had these situations where we talk about use the horrible word, P word, polygamy. But the truth of the matter is, the folks that was really doing it, the men that were really doing it, they had all the women. And as a result, all the women want to be part of the greatest thing that's going on. And they wanted to carry that seed. That man that's really, have the vision for the world that they saw fit. They were going to tie themselves to that guy. That guy that wasn't about nothing, nobody wanted to deal with him, and he was going to die off. Right. And that's the way it's supposed to be. We've created a society, and the thing is, who's pushing all this stuff? This, this thing where it should only be 1 versus 1 and all that type of stuff. It's probably the folks that weren't able to get somebody by themselves anyway. So their best chance is to convince everybody else, hey, women, what you talking about? What's wrong with you? You can't have your own man. That's why can't you get your own guy? So now, even if a woman wanted to be with a guy that she know that's the one that represents her view, because he's with somebody, she said, well, you know what? He already got somebody, so I'm going to find somebody else. Whoa. So her finding somebody else will be somebody who's probably not worthy. Okay. So, and as a result of all those not worthiness, give us the result that we have currently.
Which is
2022.
Incels are the incels interacting with transgenders.
Well, I don't even think the incels are interacting with transgenders. I think the incels, the incels they need to interact and maybe even consider what this man is saying. I'm saying that if you're going to you said the tax breaks are not that great, but I'm sure there are other things where, like maybe buying a home might be easier if they were a couple. You know, getting something nicer. So we're talking about two straight guys who possibly are not going to be getting laid anyway. They're only going to be paying for it. So they probably can even get their money together and get 2-3 girls every couple of months.
But if they can't get pussy, if they can't get women in the first place, how are they going to get women now that they're married to another?
No, they're
man?
going to pay, dude. They're going to pay for
That's
it.
what they've been doing. But I think they have them now. They call them roommates in the city.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they live in the city now. They call them each other roommates.
No, but that's not real because
And
the
I'm just-
roommate, there's no paperwork that
They say
links
together
them
and
to
so
each
on.
other.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
you
the
gotta link
roommate,
it.
yeah. So the thing is,
So that's like that's
need
a step
that
below
marriage.
it. That's a step below it.
Well, let
Two
me,
guys
let,
living
let,
together in a
let
room.
me just say, because we're using this objective perspective.
Right.
And this objective perspective that I'm pushing out there is that I think this is a good thing. I think this could, this is all about the fine print. Okay? I got a lot of, you guys know I got Jewish friends, right? Okay? So I got Jewish friends, and my Jewish friends, they always say, Elvis, it's in the fine print, Elvis. Because I see them and the way they do certain things they do, and things that you would think, wait a minute, aren't you not allowed to do this? And they're like, Elvis, it's in the fine print. It's all in the fine print. You gotta go to the fine print. So all their laws, they do got some sidebar laws that can circumvent these laws if your intentions are from here. All I'm saying is that it's a get over move. And it's like, you talk about the
I don't know that all
sanctity.
Jews behave in this way.
No. But it's and the ones I'm talking about. You know, these are the higher ups. These are the rabbis. You know, these are the guys that everyone is coming to with their problems. But let me tell you this. No, go ahead. Why don't you say something? That's the topic.
About
is kinda,
Jews? Oh.
No.
About the whole thing.
About what we're going to talk about is I think it's a good thing. I think it's about is it the beating of the system? And I don't look at it as the sanctity of marriage. That word and that concept to me is gone.
We say,
And it will never get it back from what it was. It's gone.
Well, I mean, that would redefine the whole idea about what a domestic partner is. Domestic partner, hey, listen, hey, we're going to get together so we could, save some money, save some cash, and some things like that. So that might be okay. The whole idea in general, I think it peels away from the fabric of what we really want to happen, and that is for folks to really look at themselves and to readjust. Those guys, if you work on yourself and to put yourself out there, you'll be fine. Those guys that ain't ready for it, they shouldn't get nobody, and they should do what they've been doing all the way in the past. Go to a whorehouse or whatever like that and find you some chick. The problem now is the society have convinced all women to try to be all things. So what you have is women are inherently something on the inside. Not all women could really be a wife, and you have some who are just, they have the whore in them and they have to be a whore. And the thing is, you have a lot of whores that's been convinced they should be a housewife. And they get married to a guy and they're with this guy and stuff like that. And they find themselves laying up with everybody, but they don't really want to do that, but that's who they are. Right. And then the bad thing about it, now you have some wives who are convinced that they should be out there on TikTok, social media, behaving like whores. And it's like, it's effing the whole thing up, but it's somebody and you as the guy get to set that stance like, hey, this is what I want to deal with or not.
All right, hold on. Do you agree with what he's saying though?
I'd have to say no. I don't like the premise of it because it rolls us down the wrong road, and I think most folks are not astute enough to catch it. I know what you're saying, and it makes sense, but I don't think most folks are astute enough, and it's going to send us down a wrong way that's going to perpetuate this whole separation between us and and I think it's going to make it even worse.
All right, and what about you?
I mean, I think if the whole purpose is for this person to beat the system or to get one over the system in so much as he wants to reap the benefits of a marriage without having to deal with any of the consequences. I don't think he needs to find a guy to do that with. He can find a woman who's in dire situation. It isn't like there's so many situations if you're going to go with a marriage that has to do with a non-sexual relationship and still be married. That I don't know that it'd have to go to a growth thing. I don't even think that would even be necessary. I think that would hamper your ability when you're already an incel to try to get any, because you're not benefiting much. Whatever thing when you're saving money on a part of the thing about being married and having dual income is you're staying together, so you don't have to pay for separate places. So if you're gonna be living with this man, being with this person all the time, that's gonna affect your other relationships, and that's gonna I think maybe hamper your ability to get pussy rather than otherwise, unless your other option is just like you wouldn't be able to afford to be independent otherwise. But I don't know if that makes
so
sense.
if it's either marriage or indigence, you'll say, okay, you'll give him a pass.
But I don't even think those aren't the two options. There's a warpedness in the mind of thinking these are your only options to escape from. The incel is a slave of his own mind. It's not anybody can get pussy. I don't care how fucked up you are. Anybody can get pussy. Maybe anybody can. Maybe that. You don't think so? You don't think anybody can get pussy?
You keep thinking that. You think a man. Any man could just get it for free. It's out there.
What I'm saying is there's a woman for every guy. You just the guy just has to change his standards of what he wants.
So you're saying a guy could just better himself?
No.
Change himself?
No, not at all. Not change himself at all. He just needs to be aware of himself. And if he's aware of himself, then the reason incels don't think they can get pussy is because I think they punch above their weight class.
See, there's a woman
that's punching above their weight class.
I think incels idealize some woman. They make I believe, and this is a stereotype. It's not even based on anecdotal evidence, but I believe that incels, especially when you see a lot of these school shooters who identify, I guess, or seem like or are identified as incels. These school shooters, they talk about these women who aren't into them, these beautiful women who are only into jocks or something like that, or something along those lines. And I think it's because I'm sure a lot of ugly women had a crush on these incels. They just didn't know because they were looking past them. And I think that's more the reason the incel's an incel is not because he's awkward. It's because an incel has more hubris than he understands, and that's why incels end up shooting up schools and thinking that they're playing God essentially, because they're actually arrogant and they think they deserve the most beautiful woman. When there's plenty of women that are in their league that will have sex with them, but I think they just look past them.
So it's interesting. I think, at the end of the day, it's like you need to stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane, so in other words, there's a woman that's dropping that $200,000, and then you might be the woman that guy that needs to deal with the Honda of women, and it's okay.
Right.
Or it might be it yourself, or it might even be a salvage woman, whatever. You might have to zip in where you're at.
Right.
So
I like what you said, and I think it was well said, and I think the argument was great. I disagree. I think that all these incels that are doing the shootings is propaganda. And
That's fair.
and that they're pushing that agenda so that wherever we see an incel, we think he's a damn shooter. Okay? Yeah, they don't ever talk about the medication that the parents put this kid on since he was 14 years old.
I agree with you. I agree.
They left that part completely out.
Well, that takes a whole, we don't want to get off the topic,
Yeah.
but, that whole thing's a whole different ball game. But at the end of the day, please keep your guns. keep your weapons.
Yeah,
Don't
that
get
is not for the first show.
No, it's
That's
not.
not. Don't get off topic. Like that.
I don't want to get off the topic.
Somebody mute this man.
Please, I mean, I'm gonna mute myself, but come on, you triggering me.
Okay. All right. You see what you're doing right now? I'm gonna have to, because listen, we can't never lie on the microphone.
No, we shouldn't lie on the microphone. So we have
can't never lie
to watch
on the
what we bring up.
microphone. You're my friend. I care about you. But let me ask this question.
We have to leave some things.
Do you even have a weapon?
Well, the thing about it is, I plead the fifth. Why would I? The fifth, yes.
It's gonna be insinuated.
Yes. What we doing? What we doing?
Yeah. Well,
I thought I was your friend.
No, there are
But he
people
just did on
defending. Can't lie on this mic. Yeah, sorry.
And then you preface with that you can't lie on the mic.
Can't lie on the mic. So we gotta be clear. Because let me just say this. I appreciate you pleading the fifth.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. That's fine. But my thing is this: you cannot fight for something that your hands ain't getting dirty. There are a lot of people fighting for the Second Amendment, things like that. You ain't got a Second Amendment. There was a guy, I just ripped him a new a-hole. He's in another state.
All right.
Protesting that he should be able to open carry in an open carry state.
Okay.
We would all say, yeah, if it's an open carry state, that makes sense. You should be able to open carry. And the police wind up arresting him, slamming him to the ground, handcuffing him, arrest him, try him, and convict him.
For what?
They convict him of causing a nuisance, a disturbance. It's a little tiny town. They did him dirty. But you know what this man had on him? He had on a fucking toy AK-47. And I can't fucking respect that man. I don't care. You out there fighting for the rights of the Second Amendment people. Nigga, your shit was a toy, sir.
But first,
it was a toy. When they slammed him on the floor, the whole thing cracked in half.
And the orange bullet came out. Like, what the fuck is this?
So we can't lie on
You
this.
waste our time, sir. But he was in a state, it's open carry.
It's an open carry state, correct.
So was he protesting? He could open carry then.
Yes,
so
but certain towns, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. You have to wait years for the Supreme Court. There's a guy named Direct D. I'll send you guys some stuff. Maybe we'll discuss it. Direct D, he's going through something right now because these courts, these judges, they're not having it. They are the law, they are the power in these towns. And you're going to have to do the time, and you're going to have to do the probation. And then the clause of the probation is you can't record cops, you can't be harassing cops, so then they can put you in jail. Next thing you know, you're in jail for 2, 3, 4 years. Yes, you might get a check in about 9 years for 400 grand, 800 grand, who knows? But I would say, and I would argue, if you're going to protest, you should have had that cop should have been shaking when he approached you. He should have been nervous. He wasn't. He looked at that gun and was like, that ain't real.
No, and
This guy's trying to stir it up.
So, not for us to get into that, because we have to go back to like something more, YouTube Streets friendly. But this whole thing is not about the actual topic. It's just the masses of people, what they get from all the stuff that's being said about this. And the folks that's not really thinking about it will quickly say, hey, it's not a good idea and stuff like that. But we missed the whole idea about what having that Second Amendment was for. And it's just to re-highlight that and to put that in the forefront of everybody's mind. And it's,
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
So,
Great episode.
Listen, I'm saying, I thought we were going to leave it alone. We came back to it again.
That could be the start of our episode about gun talk. That can
I'm
just
saying,
be an entrance. That just
we might want to just leave that alone. We might want to
just
just leave it alone because,
No,
some
there's
people don't like that.
everything, you know what it is, man? We need to introduce ourselves slowly. We got to take it slow. Sometimes when you move too fast, people think they know what you're thinking. We got to take our time. You are appreciated. Old Dog, you are appreciated. Virgil Smith, you are appreciated. Women share with other women just to keep a man. The chef is cooking. Weird simulation. Godfather laws, grandfather laws. Well, I appreciate the few that came in that pressed the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe over to the Premium Black News channel. It's one word, that's Premium Black News. I am Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg, your host, and Ulric was here along with Dr. Daniel Lewis and
It's Dr. Surgeon.
Dr. Surgeon.
Big O.
Boom. Love y'all. That's a fact.